Hello everyone and welcome to EcoFighters. This is level 2. I'm going to start talking to you today about how we can go through this level and the features that we have in place for this game and how you can win it. Okay, cool. I'm going to start by resuming my previously saved game and start talking about the objective of the game. This level's objective is building a hydropower plant. Now this is something that we're going to use in the future and which is going to remain on your map until the end of the game. But until I start talking about the features that this hydropower plant has, let's talk about the fact that we now have a resource center in place. We've built this, as you remember, in the first video, and you can find more information just by hovering your mouse over that. Until then, let's just proceed with the game, because we're gonna have some work to do here, and I'm going to start producing some energy the usual ways that we've done so far. And you can still notice that there isn't much different in terms of gameplay from the previous version, except that we now have to build a hydropower plant, and of course that the resource center has moved its location from the bottom left corner to the top right corner of the screen. Now this wasn't intentional. I just played a previous version of the game here because I wanted to show you the different possibilities of placing buildings on the map, and you can see the perspective of the entire map this way better. And until I move on to the interesting stuff here, I'm going to tell you that we still have the same way of producing energy in this particular level than the previous one. So you still have to move the refined coal and move it to the power plant in order to produce energy, and you are going to need about 2000 currency in order to build the hydropower plant. Now about this hydropower plant, this is a very efficient way of producing energy because it has minimal impact on the environment, which means that it doesn't produce that much CO2, and those emissions being toxic to the people of Coalville and to the world in general, this is a better way which produces energy at a faster pace and produces money therefore at a faster pace than the traditional methods. And that was exactly what the purpose of the resource center was. It was supposed to give you better ways and better alternatives to producing more efficient ways of building energy and having minimal impact on the environment. Okay, a few words about a hydropower plant. You can see that this map has been organized in two major areas. You can see a shadow here, which is actually the shadow of the mountain from where the coal is gathered here. And most important, we have this area at the bottom. Now this area is very important in the future levels because you are going to build at a certain level some buildings which will function more efficiently when using solar energy. And until we reach that level, I don't want to divulge any secrets of those levels, so you'll just have to watch the videos. But the ideal position for building a hydropower plant is actually the right side of the bridge, because if you build it to the left side of the bridge, now the hydropower plant, as we all know, uses a lot of water for producing energy because it's its primary source, but it's still going to flood this bridge over here, which means that people won't be able to get to the other side and build this for you. And that's actually a bit discouraging, because if you place those particular buildings in the future levels somewhere in the shadowed side of the map, then in terms of efficiency you're not going to have the optimum solution for producing money and energy. Still, we recommend that you build it somewhere to the right side of the bridge. However, for demonstrational purposes, I'm going to build it to the left side of the bridge so you can see how things are looking when we have enough money for doing that. Until then, I'm just going to start asking this person to produce more coal by going to the refinery and moving the coal to the power plant. And one of the interesting things in the future versions is that you are still going to have a hydropower plant on your map, which means that it's still going to produce energy. Of course, its health is going to deteriorate, and you will have to repair it occasionally in order to produce higher amounts of energy and produce more money. Still, it's a very good way of producing currency and letting the cash flow, as well as producing the energy which is required for Coalville to function properly. And we're almost there with building the hydropower plant, so we're very close. You can see that the CO2 levels have increased a little bit. I'm just going to put this person on pause because we need to leave those to drop. One other thing that you can notice here is that whenever you use 2 or more people together refined coal from the refinery and move it to the power plant, then the power plant uses a lot more energy and produces a lot more CO2 emissions than when using one normal person. And we decided to do that because it would give a more realistic approach to the way things work in reality when you are constantly producing important materials like energy and emitting toxic materials like CO2. So it was a good thing to do at that particular point in time. Okay, we're almost there. It's just going to take a few more here and there to produce this new building that we have in place in the second level. And one of the important things that you need to know for the future levels is that all the buildings that you have on this map are still going to remain in those particular positions in the future levels. And one other thing is, whenever you save a map, it's whenever you finish a certain level, and you can always resume it later just by entering your name in the game menu. So that's pretty nice to have there. Until then, I'm going to repair this building because I'm sure that its health level has been dropping. Yeah, at 60%, and you can see that it's not very efficient in terms of money because we've only produced a little bit of cash without actually having any significant impact. I'm going to move this person over here. And one of the other interesting things is that once you have the money, you can place this building anywhere along this river. Of course, you cannot build it over the bridge, but still, as I said, we're going to build it to the left side of the bridge. So we're almost there. We're going to have the currency, and I think we have it right now. Yes, okay. And I'm going to build it somewhere here. Yeah, okay. And constructions have started. This person is going there in order to build our hydropower plant. And while we wait, you can see that the river has been flooded already. Exactly as I told you, we no longer have access to this area of the map, which means that we're not going to be able to produce
building complete.
Better buildings in the next levels. So anyway, stay tuned because we have some very nice and very cool features coming up in the next levels. Okay, until then, take care. Bye.